another episode of The Real Two Cents. I'm your host, Lady J. You didn't ask us for it, but I'm giving it to you anyway. So you all know how we do here on The Real Two Cents. Real topics discussed with real people who give their real 2 cents. But first, as you all can see, yet again, get up. So, courtesy of stylist Leo Rochelle, she gets me right every single episode from head to toe. And of course, Shar the Star for the beautiful face. So today's topic, we will be discussing romance and entrepreneurship. So I know you're like, how do those two go together? Well, they go together because I myself happen to be a serial entrepreneur, and we have other women out here that are entrepreneurs and in relationships or married, that are wives and everything else. And you all are going to get to meet my significant other and get his 2 cents on what it's like to date someone that is an entrepreneur and whether or not we really have time for romance. Because, you know, life can get in the way a lot, especially when both parties have children and you're trying to be here, there, and everywhere. And if you're married, is your marriage suffering because you're putting work before marriage? Which one really comes first? How do you balance? These are the things that we are going to talk about today, and we're going to get a guy's point of view. I mean, because let's just be honest, women always are talking, want to be heard, and we are the ones that are like the driving force behind everything. But hey, the fellas have stuff to say too. So, before we get into that though, and before I bring him out, I am going to give you today's motivational nugget. So, today's motivational nugget is about romance and entrepreneurship. So, a lot of us women, you know, we are focused on whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's school, whether it's business, kids, and a lot of times we may feel like we don't have time for romance. Or we feel like our business and work should come before the romance and the kids and everything else. But I would encourage you to address whatever issues it is that you have that feels like you may not be worth the romance, or if you feel like you are not able to balance romance and entrepreneurship. Because let's be honest, everybody wants to be loved. We are designed to be a companion, to be wives, and things of that sort. It is possible. It's difficult, but it's possible. And the more you do it, the more practice you get at it, the better you get at it. Find you a man that will support you in all of your endeavors as you support him, and you all find a way to make it work between the two of you. Romance and entrepreneurship, that is today's motivational nugget.
Hello everyone, I'm Carlos Henson, the host of The Art of Music. Place where music is hard, you love it, you feel it, and you need it. But we have a special guest today, none other than Indianapolis' own Mr. Testimony himself. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good today. I'm thankful that, you know, the Lord woke me up this morning, and I'm able to be here to tell people my story.
Yeah,
so
man.
I just thank God for that.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Listen, what genre is your music, man?
I would consider my music street gospel. Basically, it's just an anointed form of gospel music or inspirational music that exemplifies a particular struggle one had before Christ was evident in their life.
Right, that's good, man. That's now how long have you been doing this gospel rap?
I've been doing this since 2011. I caught my case in 2008, and I got off of house arrest at the end of 2010, December. Then 2011, I took off and went on a journey to Atlanta and other places with the music with my first album called Convict and Confirm.
That's awesome, man. So you would say, I mean, literally, honestly, on a spiritual note, God literally has caused a shift to happen in your life.
Yes, sir. I believe God called us all at a appointed time, and we all have a purpose in life. And I believe mine is more like Moses, because I was in the streets and stuff of that nature. And now that I'm in the kingdom, I'm doing positive stuff, and I'm giving God the glory. And so he's sending me back in those same trenches to reach those folks that can relate to me, because they see me on my worst and now they see me in my best.
Right, that's awesome. Now, I know there's many different ways that that people can follow you and everything like that. Now, how can different people follow you as far as Mr. Testimony is concerned?
Well, they can go on Instagram up under Mr. Testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they can go on Facebook up under my real name, which is Owen Cowherd. And then also have a Mr. Testimony Gospel Rapper page, fan page on Facebook as well.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: when it comes to gospel rap, because some people, receive it differently or whatever. When you first started off, did you think that, maybe I won't reach people the way that I may reach people before church or anything like that? How do you think?
Of course. When I start doing what I consider actually motivational, inspirational music, a lot of people, like you said, put the gospel label on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first started, I didn't believe that I would really be able to reach those type of people because I was so street and so hood. But at the end of the day, God using someone that's like me to, kind of more bold and more, don't worry about what they think about me, and I just go out and do my thing.
All right, man, that's awesome, man. Listen, I know you're going to do a song for us today. What song are you doing for us?
Well, today I'm going to do this song off my latest album called My Testimony, Your Story, and that's also the name of the album. And they can also find that on cdbaby.com, Amazon, and iTunes as well.
Okay, well, man, listen, we thank you for coming in. The floor is all yours, man.
It's your mindset. It's the way you see it. It's the way you think it.
This is my testimony, but your story. This is my testimony, but your story. Cause I don't really care what they gon' say about me. Cause I don't really care what they gon' say about me. This is my testimony, but your story. This is my testimony, but your story. Cause I don't really care what they gon' say about me. Cause I don't really care what they gon' say about me. You ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. You been praying and hoping, wishing and waiting on my fall. April Fools on me once, never could it be twice. People playing mind games, saying whatever they like. Feeling like the passion of Christ, the way that some people treat me. Feeling like the passion of Christ, the way my own people beat me. Everybody want the hookup, but don't nobody wanna pay. Everybody want blessings, but don't nobody wanna pray. Walking that straight and that narrow, but my path getting wide. Try the spirit by the spirit, so my conscience don't lie. Oh yeah, little faith, I see you walking by sight. So far left field that you can't see right. It's time to get in position. Wake up and smell the coffee. Trying to leave a legacy like Malcolm and Martin. I'm so tired of excuses. It's time to make some adjustments. People say they gon' look out, but ain't nobody done nothing. This is my testimony, but your story. This is my testimony, but your story. Cause I don't really care what they gon' say about me. Cause I don't really care what they gon' say about me. This is my testimony, but your
one that's real, one that's relevant, one that can make you laugh, or maybe one that you can talk to your girlfriends or your guy friends about. If it comes to relationships and things that you're needing, Mary Jane for Punks is that book for you.
After the rain.
again, today's topic is romance and entrepreneurship. And today's guest is none other than Mark Brooks. He happens to be my significant other. He is a father. He is a boo, my boo. He is a supporter. He is an audio engineer. And he is also starting his own business. So he's an entrepreneur as well. And we're going to get his 2 cents on what it's like dating a serial entrepreneur, and with him being an entrepreneur and a father, and how that works into romance, and why is it that he didn't run away. So we're going to bring him out, Mark Brooks. Have a seat.
In the seat. Okay.
So how are you?
I'm good.
You want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Originally from Gary, Indiana, born in Chicago. I am a father of 4. I'm also the middle child of 3, Phyllis Brooks' sons. I came down here probably about 18, 19 years ago. Just trying to get out of Gary, get into something, actually trying to grow and learn what being a man is about. So decided to come down here, go to school, and set out on a different adventure. So now I've got 4 kids and trying to teach them what being a man is about.
So how often do you hear men say that they're trying to find out what being a man is about? Very rare. So since you made that statement, before we really get into this, do you feel like that plays a role in your ability to be in a healthy relationship?
Yeah, I think that before you figure out who you are, you're not really able to be in a relationship. The only thing you're doing is giving somebody an image of what you think they would like. But when you figure out who you are, then you're presenting yourself and you're letting them know who you are. Hey, this is what I'm bringing to the table. This is what I'm about, and either it works for you or it doesn't.
Okay. So let's talk about this romance and entrepreneurship. What is romance to you?
Let's see. Romance is, to me, is anything that you do for somebody that you care deeply about, to express that feeling of love, that feeling of admiration towards them. It's an extension of a kiss. It's an extension of a hug. So basically, it may be taking them out to eat and buying them flowers. It may be, long walks, hand holding, things that help to connect and help the intimacy grow between you and the other person.
Okay. That's a very detailed description. So let's get into why you chose to be in a relationship with someone that is not just an entrepreneur, but a serial entrepreneur with 4 kids herself. Mm-hmm. So between us, yes, we do have 8 children.
Yeah. Yes. Since we do.
But disclaimer, they're not bad kids, so we don't have any of those problems.
It wasn't a choice per se, or it wasn't a thought, hey, let me find me an entrepreneur real quick. I think you find like interests, you find like energies, and you go in that direction. When you find that somebody is an entrepreneur, oh, okay. I happen to come from a family of 7 women, plus my grandmother would be 8. So everybody in my family were strong women. They were career women. They were highly opinionated. They were in their career fields for 30 some odd years. Some entrepreneurs. So it's nothing new to me. And I don't, I guess there's no thought of there being a fear of being with somebody who has their own mind and their own purpose. In fact, it's actually welcoming to be with somebody who has a purpose in their life and they're just not living off the fumes of what you got going on.
Okay. So we met on social media. We met on Facebook about 3 years ago now, 2015. Yeah, about 3 years ago. And you got a glimpse of who I was and what I was doing in the community. Now, once you got into the relationship, though, that kind of amplified. So I guess you could say you kind of knew what you were getting into, but what, if anything, about that attracted you or drew you to go ahead and say, hey, I want to go from dating into a relationship?
First and foremost, it was attractive to me to see somebody that was passionate about the work that they were doing for other people. I have a soft spot for people who are kind and people who are giving and loving. So to see somebody working so hard to help other people and that's so driven and passionate about helping other people, that was attractive to me. So when we initially met on social media, it was just, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool. But I wasn't looking like, oh, I gotta have that. It was more like, oh, okay, she's attractive and she's doing, oh, that's cool. But then through conversations, that's when, oh, not only is she a good person, her personality is pretty dope too. So let me find out more about her. So I like natural progression of stuff. I don't like being too intentional. So.
Okay. So can you tell me, most men, or women feel like most men are intimidated by women that are very driven, that have degrees, that are entrepreneurs or have their own careers, that are quote unquote independent. So can you tell me a little bit about why you're not one of those men?
Easily. My mom raised lions. She didn't raise punks. So weak men are intimidated by strong women because her strength amplifies his weakness. But if, again, you know who you are and you know what you're about, then being with somebody who's strong also is not going to do nothing but heighten your strength. Iron sharpens iron. So to me, it wasn't all she's smart or she's got stuff going on. Let me find a way to dim her light. It's, oh, okay, well, I'm going to be this. If that's my role, if we're together and we end up being in a relationship, then I'm going to be the cheerleader. I'm going to enjoy and push her to be the best version of herself. And I'm going to continue to be the best version of myself, and hopefully she's going to do the same. So with me, it was never, I never look at somebody and look at their power or their strength and look at myself in an insecure way. It took me a while to love me some Mark. So now I'm good with Mark. Me and Mark are cool. So because of that, anybody else that I bring into my life, I'm applauding them as well.
Okay, so in the craziness of my schedule and with your schedule as well, and in between our children, do you feel like your dreams, aspirations, and everything else that you were wanting to do you feel like that's being supported?
Yeah, I feel supported. It's all work.
Don't be lying to the people just because we on camera.
I'm too small for me to be scared, but
the shade.
no, I feel like that I am supported, and the thing is, when you're driven, when your mind is on what you're meant to do, then you're not depending on somebody's support, but you do recognize it and you appreciate it. So schedules are schedules. Sometimes we have time to get some time together in. Sometimes we just have to be, hey, I'm working over here, you're working over there. But if I know that I'm supporting you and I feel like you're supporting me and you're not asking me to take away from that, then to me, that's fine with me. I'm not too needy, so.
Okay. And do you feel like we have enough time for romance?
It's fluctual. You know what I'm saying? It goes up and down. Sometimes we do,
That's
sometimes we
enough.
don't. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Because we have schedules, sometimes they're conflicting, sometimes they're not, then you work at it. And I think that anybody who has purpose in their life is going to have to work at also fulfilling that part of themselves that they need to be able to fulfill everybody else's love and life and everything like that. You want to be able to give time to the kids, you want to be able to give time to the job, you want to give time to yourself so that you can give time to your job and to the kids and to everything else. So it's, we make it work.
I would agree on that. I would agree on that. So when it comes to the romance part, in having to schedule time together. Now, me personally, I don't like to schedule time with my mate all the time. To me, that can get a little bit boring. I like some things to be spontaneous on the spur of the moment. I know we can't do that a lot, but from your perspective, do you feel like that is sufficient with us having to do that?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm a Capricorn, so I overthink everything. So usually, if I can plan it out, then I'm fine with it. If I can schedule it, then and have it marked down as this is what I'm going to do and this is how much time I'm going to have to do it, that's fine with me. That helps me to narrow down what all I need to do. So I'm good with it.
Okay. Okay, so what tips would you give to men that are interested in dating women that are entrepreneurs, or are dating women that are entrepreneurs and maybe they feel like they're not getting enough time?
Inspect yourself. Do you require that time because you feel insecure, or do you require that time because you all really just haven't spent that much time together? Usually if you are busy doing your own thing, you have to force yourself to try and get some time or try and set aside time. So if you're really focused on what that other person is doing that much, then you should do some self-reflection, and see whether do I got enough going on, or am I just sitting around waiting on her? Usually if a guy has his own mind, has his own purpose, he's already sought that purpose out and he's working in that purpose, then he's not going to be too concerned.
So now that we've gotten 2 cents from Mark over here, let's go over to Carlos with blind stories and see what he has to say about the topic.
Come on, world. We're going to read you this, tell you about this blind stories. It's bedtime story time. So, tell you about this true story I had one time. Go and lay on down there, get tucked in. And let me tell you, I had met this fine little petite little something, a little while back, and she looked real good. I'm talking about real fine. What I say, don't worry about how I know she was fine. She was fine, and I had wanted to take her out. So I asked. I had just got my little disability check money. I was able to do something with it a little bit. And so I asked her, could I take her out? But she wouldn't let me then. She had something going on, so so she told me no. And so a few weeks later, she come to me and she let me know I can take her out now. But the thing was, I ain't had no money then. I had ran up on my disability check. I had to do something with it. But so I couldn't tell her no though, because she was too fine. I'm talking about little bitty something, little petite, nice little light skin something. She was about $1.15. And I had to think about it. I had to quick on my feet. I had $20. I said, what can I take? I said, Applebee's, the 2 for $20. Get you in there every time. But I said, I just hope she just ordered something out for 2 for $20. But so we get there, and remember, she a little bit of something. So we get there, and she goes to order, and she orders the steak and potatoes, a side of salad, and some more stuff. And I said, now how am I supposed to eat? If she done ordered all that with $20, she don't know I only had $20. You know, and I told her to get what she wanted, but I didn't know she was gonna get what she wanted. You know, and so she asked me what I was gonna get. Nothing. I had to tell her nothing. I said, be quiet and I go to bed. And so, we sat there and we talked and the bill comes out. And, put it down and the check says it's about $25. Now, remember I only had 20. And so I thought I was in there. I thought I was gonna be able to do something. But anyway, so what I had to do, I had to think quick on my feet. I went blind on her. I went all the way, all the way. And I pulled out that $20, I put it on the table. And she said, I said, what? I'm paying for the food, you ain't gotta pay for it. She said, that's not enough. I said, yes it is. I know what I had in my pocket. She said, no it's not, that's not enough. I said, that's not a $50 bill right there? She said, that is a 20, boy. I said, I promise, that's a 50. She said, that is a 20. I said, well. I said, you take me back to the house, it was around the corner or something, I said, you take me back, I had to play it off like I really had the money. I said, I promise, I know I had a whole bunch, I had 100 and some more monies at the house. So long story short, she went ahead on and paid that bill, and I still was able to go out on that date. As a matter of fact, I got a second date off of it, because she chunked it up to, she said, I just know, baby, you just couldn't see it that good. I said, you right, baby, I could. So the moral of this story is, if you want some romance, and you want entrepreneurship,
When I hit my 40s, I had hot flashes, I couldn't sleep, and I was irritable all the time. A blood test showed my hormones were out of balance. That led me to BioT Medical.
After taking weekly hormone shots for years, I finally discovered BioT Medical. And guess what? I'm calmer, I'm less irritable, and most importantly, I'm happier.
Contact Modern Rejuvenation Center today. Call us at 317-827-6326. So, Carlos is crazy. Yes, I love him. So, we have come down to the end of the show, but before we do that, as you all can see, we have a few products up here. Some books. We have Miss Kalina James, who is the author of I Will Live My Power, Purpose, Plan. Bigger dreams require bigger faith. Make sure you all go get that at Amazon.com. And we also have In and Out of Love over here with Miss Leonette Caldwell. And for those of you who didn't know, she is one of the assistant producers and floor directors and script writers here on The Real 2 Cents. So this girl is everything. Ghostwriter, publisher, that's your girl. You can get this book on Amazon, Kindle, Pinterest, and a host of other things. So just look her up, follow her on social media, follow Miss Kalina Fitzgerald James on social media as well. Mark, any last words for the men?
Get you some business. Let's figure out who you are.
Okay. So, I'm sorry that we have to say goodbye, but until next time, this has been another episode of The